Winner, winner, we got another winner. We got another project. I posted this on Facebook a couple days ago. This one's sold. I finished it a couple days ago, posted it on Facebook. Someone's coming to pick it up today, and I got a load more orders coming in. So I'm probably going to do a whole batch of them. So I'm just going to break down how to build them, quickest way to build them, how much money you can make on them, and yeah, how you can go make some money yourself. So it's pretty simple. If you want to go and watch the full build, you can go watch the full build. I'll link it in the video below, in the description below. But they're pretty simple. You just make them out of two 2x4 by 12 footers. And first thing you want to do, chuck them through the planer, plane them down. Once you've planed everything down, go and sand them, sand everything while it's easier to do it that way, because obviously as soon as you rip them down, you just got more pieces you're gonna have to sand. So chuck them through the planer, sand them down, and then once they're sanded down, run them through the table saw, and then you will need to sand the edges. Just make sure you got a razor sharp blade in your table saw. As long as you got a razor sharp blade in there, it will give you a cleaner surface to work with, so your sanding time will be cut down quite a bit. Once you have done that, then you can stain everything, paint all of these. Just remember to leave the bits that are going to be glued. Try your best just to not get any paint on there. It doesn't matter if you get a bit on there, just try not to. Just make sure you have some section that is not painted, just so the glue can bond really well. And then I always like to leave this top section unstained, because that way, the trouble you have if you stain this top section, when you go and put these dowels in, you're going to cut them off, and then you want to sand them down, and if you've stained it, you'll get like these little marks where you miss the top of the dowel, and it just doesn't give you a very good finish. So the best thing to do is just leave this whole top section not stained. Once you've assembled everything, put your dowels in, cut them off, sand everything down, and then add your final coat of stain on the top. And then, so yeah, once you've run them through the planer, run them through the table saw, everything's sanded down, everything's stained, everything's painted, assemble these in all your sections, glue them together, get everything glued together, and that's it. Do your final little touches on the top, job done. So these cost about $25 to build. You can sell them, well, I put them up on Facebook for $150, and they seem to be going for $150. You might be able to squeeze a little bit more out of them. I know when I did my bookshelves, I started off at $120, didn't know if it was going to sell, had thousands of people messaging me, bumped it up to $140, and then I actually did 2 more bookshelves, like two other different styles. I did like a hexagon one, and then I did like a modern style. I just called it a modern bookshelf. I don't know why, I just see this style as, when it's 90s like this, it just looks very modern and minimalistic. And then, yeah, you can do different versions, you can do different stains, you can do different paints, you can mix it up as whichever way you want it, make them bigger. But the bookshelves, when I started doing the bookshelves, I actually started selling them, the final price I was doing for was $180, and they were still selling at $180. I had so many people that were picking them up for $140, and they couldn't believe that I was selling them for $140, and to be honest, I was killing myself making them. So I was like, I got to make a bit more money on these, and I got bored of building them bookshelves. I probably sold 50 of them, and then I got bored of making them, and I found this on Facebook. I think I saw a design similar to this one. I just mixed it up a little bit, added my little twist to it, stained it, painted it, I quite like how these paints and stains go together. This is a red oak, and then this is just a flat black. And yeah, that's pretty much it really. So you might be able to squeeze a bit more out of it. You might be able to get sort of say 160, but you're probably pushing your luck a little bit. You got to be careful on Facebook, because if you list them for a price, I've noticed this, if you list it for a price and then you actually decide you want to bump that price up, it's very hard. If you're getting a lot of clicks on your listings and then you go and delete that listing and repost it, well, you might, if the algorithm doesn't pick up on it, it will just bump you to the bottom, and you won't get any. You need to get on that like that main page on Facebook. That's the best way. If you get on that main page and you've got a good product, you're going to get so many clicks and you're going to get so many messages, and you won't be able to build them fast enough. That's what happened with them bookshelves. I couldn't build them fast enough. Like I say, I built about 50 of them, and then I got bored of it and made my money doing them. I still actually have people messaging me now asking if I can still do those bookshelves, so I might do another batch, but I got bored of doing it, so I just mixed it up a little bit. We got this design now, so I'll probably do a load of these, do a whole another batch of these, do them in batches of 10. It's the only way you can make money doing them. You won't make much money just doing these singly. You have to do them in batches. So when you do them in batches, you go get yourself 24 lengths, get it at a discounted price. You run everything through the planer, you sand everything, you run everything through your table saw, paint everything at once, stain everything at once, and so you do like 2 days of prep work, 2 days of milling, staining and painting, and then 3 days assembly, and you'll get 10 of them built pretty easily. It's, it's not easy, but it's work. So but yeah, that's pretty much about it. So you sell them for 20, build them for 25, sell them for 150, go make yourself 125 on each one, do 2 a day. That's $12.50 for the week, 5 days. That's not a bad little earner. And yeah, it's easy, it's nothing too crazy. Get the tunes going, get the TV on, and go make yourself some money. But that's about it, I think. Tool wise, you're going to want surface planer, your miter saw, table saw, sanders, drills, all the other, like you want glues and hammers and squares, all that sort of stuff, nothing too crazy. If you haven't got like the planer and stuff, like I said in the last video, you will be able to get away with just going and buying the 2x4s, doing your first ones without having to rip anything down and plane everything down. They're not going to look as clean, but it can be done, it's not like it can't be done. You could have yourself a little skill saw. As long as you've got a little handheld skill saw, you will be able to make these, but you're going to have the little edges will be a bit rounded. You probably wouldn't need to do a bit more sanding, but it can be done. It's not like it's impossible. It's definitely an option if you just want to try and make some money on the weekends. But that's about it really. There isn't much else to it. Like I say, I do them in blocks of 10. You can change the colors of the paint, change the colors of the stain, and yeah, mix them up a little bit, and that's about it. So yeah, anyways, peace.